Anyway, here we go. Red, Dave Hun playing as the Cumans, and blue, Monoz playing as the Goths. So obviously we know about the Goths. If anyone's watching and they're not familiar with the Goths, if you're just new to the game, they're basically a civ where their thing is that they're not very strong early on at all, but later on in the game, like in Imperial Age, they become basically unstoppable because they get the best like anti-archer unit, and also they're able to just spam infantry all day, super cheap and super fast, and usually that's enough to overcome any civ matchup later on, right? So the whole thing is that you want to destroy Goths early on. You want to kill them early, stop them from getting to their strong point. So a lot of what I've seen, right, in Goth battles is just the Goth opponent either overcommitting or undercommitting to destroying the Goth player. And what's this coming at?
Hey, yeah.
The Goth player is already coming forward trying to lame. Thank you, Mr. Goth player, for coming forward like that. Yeah, so this is strange. So the Goth player here, you know, it kind of works both ways. So the red player wants to stop the Goths, right? Because he knows that later on they're going to be strong. So, you know, hitting them hard early is obviously a good idea. But for the Goths player, it obviously makes sense to attack your enemy too early. What is this? Oh, it's a turkey. Because, you know, you want to stop them early on. Basically make them so that it takes them until Castle Age to, you know, come back. And then by the time they're back in the game, after you lame them, it's too late, and the Goths' death ball has begun. So, who was winning this little exchange? After that, I would have said, before that I would have said blue, but red taking some damage in the TC there, so I don't know what that's about. Red electing finally to take his 4, and he will get it, so
Yeah.
I think the Goths player is putting themselves in quite a bad position here. I think the score is just telling you that he's explored more of the map, which obviously he has. If he's able to do stuff at home while doing this, yeah, at home it's a bit of a shambles. All the vills on stragglers now taking this boar. Unless he's going for some stupid, crazy early aggression. I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. Try to lame, and now he has a weak vill, weak scout. And this is inefficient, right? This is inefficient. That guy's out on straggler trees. Let's check the count here. So yeah, red with a 1 vill lead, which tells you I didn't lose one, right? So which tells you that blue had some idle TC time. So yeah, this is unorthodox to say the least, and like all this microing and messing around, it's not ideal. Red reacting here nicely. Yeah, blue was trying to wall in his vill and then shoot down the boar. I tried that, and the boar killed me through a corner. I tried that in a recent team game, so, you know, red obviously just trying to save his vill here also. But nice play from red, great defense. Yeah, the scout's going to go down in 1 hit. And now the forward barracks being built by the Goth player, and red will not be able to stop this, so we'll see how he responds to that. So it's going to be forward militia, obviously, so forward infantry aggression. But yeah, Goths don't get any major bonuses with their infantry until later on in the game, and I don't know why I'm focused anywhere else than over here. As is red. No, nice play by blue. And red, I like this from red, like he's not crazy overcommitting, but maybe is wanting to send a few more vills, because if he stops this from happening, she's going to be way too late to do it. If he stops this from happening... Oh no, he got in! What did he do there? Oh my goodness. Was that like... Wow, this could be GG. Blue, finish this barracks. Gets it up. Okay, now the villager can die in peace, I think. Run away. Wow. That's incredible. Is he going to try more quick walls, or are the villagers just going to, you know, retire after, you know, accomplishing some amazing forwardness? Let's see if this works out. So red trying to wall in the barracks. We're going to see some militia coming out already, but, you know, red has enough villagers here to deal with this. And we're just going to check the Goth's actual bonuses. Oh, their infantry are cheaper already in Dark Age, so there you go. 20% cheaper in Dark Age, so they do have a little bit of a bonus. which will offset any shenanigans happening in their eco. And there are shenanigans, like because he invested in that forward barracks. This is bad. This is messy, like. Yeah, maybe not seeing Goths at their best here. Maybe this is a good, like, episode 2, you know? It's like, what's that one called? Attack of the Clones? Not the best. Standard summer blockbuster. I enjoyed it back in the day, you know, when I was 11 or 12. Natalie Portman, we all know what we're talking about there. And, yeah. I'm enjoying this. It's not fantastic quality, but I am enjoying it. It's good. Like, I don't know how this is going to go. Blue is obviously very far behind. Don't let the score deceive you. This is because he has military and forward barracks and has explored more of the map than red. But once red gets into a bit of a stride, right, and is able to launch a counter attack on blue, blue is kind of screwed. So we're going to see how that works out. Yeah. Red taking D-Red here. Has walled this in, I think, successfully. And are the militia doing anything? Yeah. Not really. Not really. Red trying to wall in his guys, but I mean, could realistically just fight the militia. The militia are really another forward build from blue. So he's building this house to try and wall in the vills. What is this about? Now he's going to wall this vill in. Unsuccessfully deletes it. Now it's to run. So he is forcing idle time from red. And I think there's another. How did this villager escape? And he's building houses over here, and yeah, the turkeys are finally making their way across the map. That early lane, but yeah, it's messy. But red is way ahead. But I think there's one kind of, I don't want to say psychological thing that happens in these games. Happens to me anyway. Is that like if my opponent is trying something unorthodox, right, like a forward building or forward whatever, I just automatically assume that they're like really much better than me. Like that's like, oh, they're trying this and it's kind of working, right? So therefore, like, I'm screwed and like it's a smurf or something. But that's not really the case. Like there's still some sloppy play from blue, and it is correct that if you can pull this off while keeping your eco going at home, then it is very impressive and, you know, high level, let's say. But yeah, I think people obviously panic a lot when they're in this situation. But yeah, I mean, I think he should just defend and try and play a bit normally. Gets up to feudal. He's going on to gold now. I expect a archery range from him. And I'm just going to switch to red's point of view so we can see what he is building. Just going for vills at the moment. Has quite nice secure wood and is getting that archery range up now. Obviously the archers are going to counter the militia, but also they're a really nice unit to counter attack with, right? Because it forces your opponent to build an archery range, probably to get fletching, so they have to build a blacksmith as well, and to make skirmishers or their own archers. Whereas if you're attacking with scouts, your opponent almost certainly has a barracks up already when they hit feudal age, right? So they can just make spears to counter the scouts and situate them around. But if you go archers, you really force a response out of your enemy. So quite strong there, I would say. Like forcing your enemy to adapt and change as much as possible is the way to go to get damage. Force them out of their plan. Okay, we see the archer coming out, and this archer, if it sees what's going on, should kill both of these, or be able to lead them into the TC, which is equally fine. Great play by red there trying to do that, and equally good play from blue for noticing. But these militia are not going to do anything anytime soon. I'm not so certain about the addition of the skirmisher, honestly. Blue is not yet in feudal age, so the skirmisher should only really be made to try and counter the archers. Like if you don't need to make them, then you probably shouldn't make them, right? They don't really add too much. You can't kill as many vills with them. This vill now running home, and blue is vulnerable at home. This forward goal is exposed, but has red seen any of this? No. So red doesn't actually know where blue is, so that's one advantage to blue. And I bet red is looking at the map or the score and being like, oh shit, how was blue so far ahead? Like he got so much damage on me, I was so idle, like fighting with vills and stuff, and he's sending his army the wrong way. So this is great from blue. Maybe red could have, once his scout was like, blue kept his scout alive. Great value there. And still a villager up here, and I think this villain might come back to bite Red in the ass. The fact that this villain was not killed early on, even though she was in here and somehow escaped, and there was Red scout hanging around, like he could have got it. But anyway, I think Red has rumbled where Blue is now and is getting damage here. But Blue, through sheer luck of Red not being able to find him, not sheer luck because, you know, he put enough aggression early that he couldn't find him, has bought himself enough time to get some skirmishers out. And I hope this game goes later. I just want it to come down to like some clutch decision making which decides whether the Goths, you know, win or lose with their crazy play. But definitely the Goth player on the back foot. Definitely got some damage here with that forward pressure, but maybe this is where the shit hits the fan. And oh, yeah, might be the spot where Red's army hits the TC, which is obviously not ideal. But yeah, these blue dots over here is just going to be so awful for Red looking at them. And this being walled in, like, I think I said it in a previous video, you really don't want to have a Goth barracks like in your base going forward, like as you go through the game. But anyway, decent defense from Blue, like getting a tower up on the gold. Tower is definitely underrated in terms of defense. I'm not so keen on the positioning there. Like Red can sit on this hill and still hit the gold miners, but yeah, I would prefer to see this tower like on this square, like in the gold, and then he can do a little wall around it if he wants to. So I'm not convinced by this tower. Also, he'll need to go to stone if he wants to build more of them. I didn't even have a chance to talk about the maps, did I? Because there was just instantly a villager walking into the screen. So definitely can't say it hasn't been entertaining. This has been a nice match so far. Now Red forced into some idle time. Or sorry, Blue forced into some idle time by Red, and these skirmishers are doing fine. So this is good play. It's good micro, like attack the archers, come back to the TC, attack the archers, come back to the TC. So nice play by Blue. Doesn't want to get caught out of position here by this army, because it will get cleaned up by the men-at-arms if he's not careful. Yeah, so a little bit sloppy from Blue there. And yeah, needs to go back to the TC, so slightly out of position. It's not going to cost him any units, thankfully. And it could cost Red some units. Yeah. Bill's not able to fight on the hill, so this is fine. And that's great play by Blue. Garrison again to kill, or not even, doesn't need to. Yeah, great play. Great play, really economic there. Didn't like ring the town bell, which is obviously the noob way to do it. Probably the more advanced way to do it would be to garrison everything under your TC, but just one. Just one, very efficient. Didn't over-invest into killing it, and what's happening up here? Forward market, why not? This bill getting so much value on 3 HP. Again, I'm saying it now, this bill might come back to bite Red in the ass if he doesn't deal with it. I'm sure he doesn't see this. I don't know if he has the upgrades, but anyway. Yeah, great defense by Blue. I mean, skirm defense. What you want. And yeah, Red maybe not happy with how much damage he was able to get in the end, and maybe we're going to see Blue get a chance to flex the Goth's muscle a bit more in Castle Age, so this is cool. This is cool. Alright, so Red, in the meantime, focusing on economy. Forgot to mention, or didn't have time to mention because of everything that was happening, is that the Cumans get 2 TCs, right? They can build a second TC, which is more expensive. No, not more expensive. It takes longer to build. And he's going into stables. And he's clicked up to Castle Age already, so he's going for Knights to try and deal with Blue. And we're going to see how Blue deals with that. He's going to be clicking up to Castle Age soon as well. But obviously the ball very much in the Cumans' court here. Because he's going to have a better eco, he's going to be faster up the Castle Age, is going to be able to pump Knights a bit faster, and we're going to see if the Goth player can deal with that. It might be Pikes that he has to go into, probably should go into to deal with the Knights, but you just never know with the Goths. So, and obviously these players are really good, so both capable of turning things around if it isn't going their way. It's really interesting early game there where, you know, looked like Blue wasn't going so well for Blue, but kind of worked out well in the end because he was able to defend once that inevitable counter-attack came in. So very nice play. Triple stable Knights coming out for Red very soon. Is he up yet? Not yet. So blue actually not far behind at all. Maybe 1 minute behind, and Skirm's trading with each other here. Micro here. Wow, uses the micro to save these very weak Skirms. And now can annoy some Vills here if he wants to, so getting some tiny value for that bit of micro. Obviously this will annoy red. Red going to stone, which blue now obviously sees is happening. And Vill comes in, yeah. One Vill will sort this out, but that's value, right? Look how weak all these units are. Great efficiency by blue there, right, to get as much as he can out of the HP of his units, so very nice. Yeah, now and this Vill is idle, so that's, you know, that's good. And red, building a palisade, we're going to try wall himself in. No, look, you don't have to do that. You don't have to. Look, it's so weak. It's so weak, you can fight this. Maybe just trying to buy time until the knights come out. Yeah. Time to say goodbye to the skirmishers and to the scouts. Okay. This Vill was coming forward to build a siege workshop, so very nice. And what are these buys? Steppe Lancers coming out. Okay, we're seeing some Steppe Lancers as well as the knights, so blue will need to be doing very well to defend here. Adding a barracks now. Sorry, it's the second barracks, but it's his first one at home. Steppe Lancer's able to range the villagers. Oh, and he has to delete and build a tower. This is looking, or and get into the tower. This is looking very bad for blue. Steppe Lancer's just amazing at sniping stuff. And he has forward siege coming now, so knows that he has to kill. But has 2 TCs because he's Cumans. Has the triple barracks production, had a mix of units here. Do these have any upgrades? Yeah, he's got the +2 armor on both of them. So really, really nice. Do Cumans get a bonus with their cavalry? I'm expecting the GG soon, actually. Unique text, yes, but in terms of cheaper stables. Cavalry are faster each age, okay. So 5% faster. So speedy buys, basically, as he goes through the game. But yeah, I don't know. Now what's he going for? Mangonels, okay, it's completely reasonable. But yeah, the Goth player in all sorts of trouble here. I don't know. I don't see how he comes back from this, honestly. He is in Castle Age. He is making pikes. He did make some knights. I didn't see that. A counterattack there? Or what? Oh, he built forward stables? Yeah, forward stables. Has he been raiding the whole time? And I haven't been noticing because there's just too much going on in this game. Then red countering with some camels, which will do the job. But the camels are weaker against the pikes, so bit of rock, paper, scissors action there. And yeah, we're going to see if blue can get out of this mess. It's really, I really don't know who's going to win this. Like the score, blue's ahead, but like red, have to put money. Probably a bit further ahead and making the counters, which you always love to see. And yeah, it's going to come forward with this army, which will have diminishing returns against the pikes, which are now going to come forward. Again, these units are cheaper for the Goths, so it's easier for them to make the counter. Red, maybe, will he regret not going into archers? Will he regret not going into archers? He's gone into siege, which is going to do quite well here. But yeah, I think once blue has enough, spears, or pikemen, sorry, and get some upgrades, get some armor, get some attack, then he can just run in. Like, he has 10 on food. Yeah, his eco isn't looking great. He has 38 fills. I bet red has a lot more. Yeah, red has 70 fills. So yeah, definitely not looking good for blue here. It would be an amazing comeback if he can pull it off. But you know, if one civ can do it, it's the Goths, right? Then he's still playing, building up this army. I think this army can clear all of this if he gets a few upgrades. Now red going for long swords. Wow, okay, so that's going to counter the spears. So instead of going for archers, he's going for long swords. Maybe thinking long term that he'll have to counter the Goths player with champion. I'm not sure if the Cumans get champion, do they? Yes, they do. Yeah, so, wow. That's an interesting switch. It might be the game-winning move. His eco's super strong behind us, so he can afford to do it. Blue way behind and is now diving, and I think this is the right decision. He probably could have taken this decision a little bit earlier. Maybe could have changed the formation. The knight's coming in, and blue should be able to chase this away for now until the longswords come out. Yeah, longsword production out of 3 barracks. Red's economy is so strong that he's just able to switch into different things as he wants. Knows he should be way ahead. Is obviously afraid of this army, but can just run away if he wants to. This army won't get in and do too much damage, especially once these longswords come out. And especially because blue doesn't have any of the upgrades clicked for these guys. He's now just getting the armor. Would have liked to see that a bit earlier, but still going to do fine against this cavalry. Cavalry's +2. And the ram coming out for the Goths player. He's just a master of keeping weak things alive. Look at this. Yeah, so see if you can take down the siege workshop. Don't know what's inside of that. And here we go. A mangonel is inside, so not going to do much here. The longswords will do work. Oh, that's a nice shot. Will do work against the pikes, so I think red will be able to push that back here. I think this is good from blue. I think this is worth taking a fight on this hill while you can, while these numbers are still quite small. Maybe could have engaged a bit earlier, but wants to keep this army alive. And maybe wants to think about making some of his own infantry, but his eco is so bad. 38 fills compared to 84. This has to be over. This has to be over. So looks like the Goth player can't get it done. Hope I'm wrong. Is he getting raids somewhere? Yeah, look at this. Not raids, but, you know, breaking out of his little playpen here, and should be, you know, able to re-enter society. Here we go. Get some kills. Deny this TC. Get back into the game. So, great play by red overall. Now it has definitely enough longswords to make absolute mincemeat of blue's army, and has the ram and the mangonel backing it up, and is coming forward to drop a castle on this hill, preventing this gold, denying this gold, excuse me, not preventing it, denying the gold, and this will probably be the GG moment. Red doesn't really care, he's just going to throw away some of his units. GG is called. We're going to return to map to see what they said. GG, good luck next round. Is this a tournament that I'm not aware of? Is this, am I repeating my, you know, my habit of casting tournaments without realizing I'm casting tournaments? Well, GG's anywhere. That was a great match. Great match.